All right, let's dive right into this and break it down like we're live on the channel. Because what's coming up might just redefine how you see this Philadelphia Eagles defense heading into the 2025 season. Buckle up. Because if you thought the Eagles defense was impressive last year, wait until you hear how deep the numbers go and what Vic Fangio has been cooking behind the scenes. The kind of stuff that doesn't show up on the surface, but when you peel back the layers and really examine what happened last year, it's no exaggeration to say this unit was special. And I'm not just throwing around that word for effect. We're talking about a defense that didn't just beat opponents, they suffocated them. A defense that outsmarted some of the best offensive minds in football, made elite quarterbacks look average, and did it all with one of the lowest payrolls among NFL defenses. That's the Vic Fangio effect. And believe me, it's real. Now, I get it. Some of you are probably thinking, yeah, last year was great, but we lost some key pieces. And that's fair. But what we're going to unpack here is how Fangio's system is so structurally sound, so conceptually sharp, that even with changes in personnel, this defense is poised to remain elite. That's what makes this conversation so important. This isn't just about individual players, it's about a philosophy, a framework, and a coordinator who's rewriting the script on how defense is played in today's NFL. Let's start by setting the scene. Last season, the Eagles were downright dominant against the pass. Opposing quarterbacks couldn't even reach 3,000 total passing yards over the season. That was the lowest mark allowed by any defense in the league. They held quarterbacks to a completion percentage of just over 62%, good enough for sixth best in the league. Opponents only managed 22 passing touchdowns all year, again, sixth in the NFL. And when it came to passer rating, they forced quarterbacks into the third lowest average in the league, just over 82. That is elite level execution. And here's the kicker. Philadelphia accomplished all of this while ranking near the bottom of the league in defensive spending. That's right. In 2024, they were ranked 27th in money spent on defense, and going into this season, they're sitting at 30th. Let that sink in. One of the best defenses in the league, built on a budget. This didn't happen by accident. It's not like the Eagles lucked into this performance. This is the product of a well thought out system led by a coordinator in Vic Fangio, who knows how to maximize every inch of talent on the roster. And when you dig into the numbers from last year, it's like reading a masterclass in modern defensive football. Defensive points per drive? In 2023. Under Desai and Patricia, the Eagles ranked 30th. In 2024, with Fangio, they jumped to second. Punts per drive, up from 26th to 3rd. 3-and-out rate, a massive leap from 29 to 1st in the entire league. These aren't just incremental improvements. These are massive jumps. The kind of impact that only happens when a coach fundamentally changes how a unit operates. Now, let's talk about situational defense. Third downs, red zone, all that crucial stuff. This is where the Fangio defense truly shines. In 2023, the Eagles were basically at the bottom in every meaningful third down metric. Dead last in success rate, 32nd in third down pass defense, 29th. In yards per attempt, 31st in expected points added per play. It was brutal. But then Fangio comes in, installs his system, and suddenly the Eagles are near the top in every category. Second in third down conversion rate, first in success rate, third in EPA per play, top 10 in yards per attempt, and touchdown to interception. Ratio, that's not a fluke, that's coaching, that's scheme, that's game planning. One of the big keys here is how Fangio's system works. The man does not rely on blitzing. In fact, on third downs last year, the Eagles blitzed on only 19% of dropbacks, second lowest in the league. That's nearly 10% below the league average. Most teams send extra pressure. Fangio, he trusts his front four to get home, and they do. And while most defenses mix in a lot of man coverage, Fangio leaned heavily into zone concepts, especially cover 6 and quarters. The Eagles played the highest rate of cover 6 in the NFL, 24%, and led the league in quarters coverage as well. Meanwhile, they basically ignored cover 2 entirely, running it less than 1% of the time. That's the opposite of what most teams are doing. And yet it works because it's tailored to today's offensive trends. In today's NFL, offenses spread you out, use motion, create mismatches, and force defenses to cover every blade of grass. Fangio's approach is to take away the explosive plays, force teams to drive the length of the field, and tighten up in the red zone. And that's exactly what they did. In 2023, the Eagles were 31st in red zone. Our defense, in 2024, they were 5th. That is an outrageous turnaround. And think about this. They did it with 2 rookies starting in the secondary, Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. These kids weren't just filling in, they were thriving. And if they were that good in year 1, just imagine the jump in year 2. All of this paints a picture of a defense that isn't just talented, it's smart, adaptable, and built to last. Sure, they lost guys like Darius Slay, Brandon Graham, CJ Gardner-Johnson, and Josh Sweat, but you've got young players ready to step in. Keely Ringo, Moro Ojomo, Nolan Smith, they're all poised to take on bigger roles. And the front office, led by Howie Roseman, has been surgical with how they've built this team through the draft. It's a classic case of plug and play. You lose a starter, you've got a high upside rookie or second year guy ready to step in. That's the beauty of having a system that doesn't rely on individual stars to function. It's scalable, it's flexible, and it makes the sum greater than the parts. But let's not sugarcoat it. There are challenges ahead. Depth at certain positions is a concern. You're not going to replace guys like Slay and Graham without some growing pains. But the foundation is there. The scheme is elite. The talent is young and hungry, and Vic Fangio is still calling the shots. That continuity matters a lot. The offense might look a little different now that Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier are in New Orleans, but on the defensive side, the staff remains intact. That consistency gives his unit a chance to build on everything they accomplished last year and take it to another level, and the numbers support that. Let's go back to that point about zone coverage. 73% of the Eagles' pass coverage snaps were in zone, 9th highest in the NFL. But it's how they mixed and matched those zone looks that makes it so lethal. They ran the league's lowest rate of cover 2, again less than 1%. And they didn't play any 2-man on third down. Instead, they ran the league's highest rates of cover 6 and quarters. That forces offenses to be patient, precise, and mistake-free over long drives. And we all know that's hard to do in the NFL. Most teams can't string together 15-play drives consistently. They make a mistake. Someone gets called for holding. A ball gets tipped. A receiver drops a pass. And that's how the Eagles get off the field. It's a bend-don't-break philosophy that actually works. Fangio's red zone philosophy is so respected that when he was consulting for another team, they purposely called more explosive plays just outside the red zone to avoid getting stuck in that area. That's how confident offenses are, that once they get inside the 20 against a Fangio-led defense, their odds of scoring a touchdown drop significantly. That's mind games, that's next level strategy, and it speaks to just how respected this man is across the league. When you combine all of this, the numbers, the philosophy, the adaptability, the talent, and the coaching, what you get is a defense that's not just good but sustainable, a defense that's built for the long haul, a defense that gives this Eagles team a legit shot to compete for another Super Bowl. Even with all the personnel turnover, even with the low spending, even with the league constantly evolving and challenging defenses to keep up. And if you're still skeptical, just remember what they did to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the biggest game of the year. They didn't blitz, they didn't panic, they just suffocated that offense with pressure from their front four and tight, smart coverage behind them. Mahomes was under siege all game. He threw 3 interceptions. They forced a strip sack, a red zone pick, and even a pick 6. That doesn't happen by accident. That's coaching. That's Vic Fangio. So, heading into 2025, while the spotlight might be on Jalen Hurts and the offense, don't sleep on this defense. The numbers don't lie. The trends are clear. And if Vic Fangio continues to zag while the rest of the league zigs, there's no telling how dominant this Eagles defense can be once again. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Is Tyreek Hill the next big signing for the Philadelphia Eagles? A rumor that has fans buzzing in the ever-shifting landscape of the NFL. Rumors can ignite entire fan bases. And right now, Philadelphia Eagles supporters are buzzing about a potential blockbuster addition to their roster. Whispers are growing louder that Tyreek Hill, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the league, might be heading to the city of brotherly love. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the possibility alone has sent waves of excitement through Eagles fans and the broader football community. Tyreek Hill, known for his blazing speed and game-changing playmaking abilities, has been a dominant force since entering the NFL. His ability to stretch defenses and create explosive plays has made him a coveted asset for any team seeking to elevate their offensive firepower. The idea of Hill donning the midnight green jersey is tantalizing, especially for a team eager to bolster its passing game and make a serious run at the championship. Philadelphia has long been a city passionate about football, and the Eagles have consistently demonstrated a willingness to pursue top-tier talent. With Hill's reputation as a dynamic receiver, it's easy to imagine how his presence could transform the Eagles' offensive strategy. His skill set complements the team's existing weapons and could provide quarterback Jalen Hurts with an unparalleled deep threat, potentially taking the Eagles' offense to a new level. The rumors have stirred plenty of speculation about how the deal could come together. Some insiders suggest that the Eagles are in active talks, while others believe it could be a possibility if the price and terms align favorably. What's clear is that Hill's arrival would be a headline-grabbing move, signaling Philadelphia's intent to compete fiercely in the upcoming season. As with all rumors in the NFL, the situation remains fluid, and fans are advised to temper their expectations until official announcements are made. Still, the idea of Tyreek Hill in an Eagles uniform is a thrilling prospect that keeps social media buzz and conversation alive in sports bars across the city. Whether this speculation turns into reality or remains just a tantalizing possibility, one thing is certain: the Philadelphia Eagles are a team to watch this offseason. The potential addition of a star like Hill would not only enhance their roster but also fuel the hopes of a championship-hungry fan base. For now, the city waits with bated breath, dreaming of what could be the next great chapter in Eagles history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.